I create ease in my home, abundance in my life, and joy in my role. I invest in what serves me, embrace the luxury of simplicity, and build a life that feels as good as it looks. In this space, we honor ease, elevate our standards, and redefine what it means to be a modern woman at home.
Hey guys, it's me, Tiffany Parker. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, I am trying something a little different, and it's because of the amazing feedback that I have been receiving. Like, you guys are freaking awesome. Like, I did not realize that people like this. I had to clarify that this is not tarot. I do not do tarot. Um, no, but I can say this. I like the style of tarot, meaning I like to be able to pull a card, read it, do the journal prompts and the affirmations, but we ain't telling people's futures over here, okay? No. so, so I just wanted to clear that up. But since you guys loved my last couple of videos, I felt like maybe we should do, you guys don't realize, but there's 6 categories to this set. There is healing, which is the baby blue color. Healing, self-trust, letting go, self-love, boundaries, and personal power. Now, today we are going to pull a card from every last one of these. So this is going to be a longer version, and I think if you guys like this and it does well, I will make all of our morning affirmations and journal prompt card pool like this. So a couple of updates. I am extending this style of journal, I guess you can call it journal writing, prompt writing, to my Substack subscribers. So if you already subscribed to my Substack, which is my it's a public blog that I have, I will have a paid version available this afternoon, and you guys can get this every single morning, because I do this every single morning. And not only does it help me, because this is helping me with my own personal glow up and my self-worth and growth and self-love and all of that, it's helping a lot of other women as well too. So this is a daily thing. This is not like once a week, once a month or whatever. This is a daily thing. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, like in this type of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my Substack, because I will be doing this, and then we'll have a daily resident blog post every day as well. And this series I'm starting today is all about being married but single in a relationship, especially when we're raising children. It's a unspoken conversation that nobody wants to talk about because most women are pretty much embarrassed about it. So we're going to be talking about that in the blog post, and it's not that husbands aren't paying attention in this. Sometimes it has a lot to do with stress, communication on both ends, and some women just don't know how to communicate to their spouse. So I'm just going to give you guys a couple of tips based off of my own experiences and conversations that I've had in the past with other women who were going through this as well. And we're just going to create a week series, and we're going to talk about it, and hopefully you guys want to join in. So that is actually part of my resident membership. They get that blog post usually within the community. However, I will extend it out to my Substack subscribers that are paid, along with the daily affirmation and journal prompt card pulling. So anyways, let's get started. Let's go with healing. Let's start with healing. I'm going to shuffle healing, and everybody needs some healing up in here. Everybody, I feel like healing is a consistent thing. I don't think healing just stops. I think that it takes work, daily work. This is work. to heal. It's work to heal. Matter of fact, it's work for all of these different categories. But to heal from something very painful, whether it's a loss, like such as a death, a loss such as a friendship or a relationship, you know, healing takes time. Okay, let's go ahead and pull. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this way. I wish I knew how to do that little fancy fanning of the cards, but I don't. So we're just gonna boop. Okay, so this is in the category of healing. Oh yeah, this one's a good one. It says, I understand that healing comes in waves. Yes, it does. It's an up and down thing. It comes in waves. You could literally, something happen, right? Something tragic happened. It could be tragic, like I said, in the sense of a death, and a loss of a relationship, a romantic relationship, a friendship, just an overall loss. Or it could be what somebody said, because sticks and stones hurt my bones, but words, I forgot what the rest of it was. Oh, words will never hurt me. However, words do hurt people. I like that little rhyme, but words do hurt people. And sometimes you have to heal from what people have said to you. And sometimes those people don't realize that what they said was hurtful. But yeah, I understand that healing comes in waves. So while you may feel good, like over, like it could be like a couple weeks, while you may feel good, understand that you may hit a point in life where those feelings stir back up, and you have to work on your self-worth, confidence, and your mental state to keep yourself grounded. And I say that healing doesn't end. You could say that you've healed through something, but you have to understand your memory will never be lost unless something happens to you physically. So you will always remember. And with that remembering, when I try to heal off of something painful that happens in my life, when something comes up in my memory, what I do, I literally have to stop, take a moment, and really like talk to myself and tell myself that it was in the past. You've forgiven that person. And if you're lucky enough or have the courage enough, you've spoken to that person, and that you don't have to keep this at the forefront of your mind anymore. This isn't affecting your life anymore. And some may say, well, if it's coming up every now and then in your memory, it's affecting. I said it's only affecting you if you react to that in a negative way, you know? So you have to have self-control in this case, you know? Okay, let's read the back. Healing and growing is lifetime work, not something to be accomplished in one big push. Oh my God, I wish a lot of people understood that. Like I said, healing it's forever. You'll forever be on a journey of bettering yourself after tragedy, after something catastrophic, after something that was hurtful, painful, or whatever. You will forever be healing. You'll forever be working on building yourself. And while you're building yourself, hopefully you're building up other women or people around you, your children, and teaching them how to push through, you know? There will be peaks and troughs along the way, periods of calm and periods of churn. If you're feeling exhausted with the process, spend some time journaling about or meditating on how far you've come. That's your journal prompt. That's your journal prompt right there. You need to write down how you're feeling. And this is why I love journaling a lot, because, and I used to not do it as much. I never thought that writing out how I felt was beneficial in any type of way. But it really is. It really is really beneficial, because you're getting out your initial thoughts and your feelings about it. It's coming out of you. It's almost like a release, you know? So yeah, you need to journal it, or you can meditate on it. You could sit there with yourself in complete silence because I don't think you really need all the music and the hoorah to to meditate. To sit there with yourself in the Lord and just talk about it, whether within, or you could talk about it out, like openly, like you're talking to God or something. But yeah, that's good. And then give yourself a break. Once you journal, once you meditate for a bit, give yourself a mental rest. Go do something else. Go on with your day, and maybe you could come back to it. But for now, that's it, right? All you can do is take it one wave at a time. So yeah, day by day. Let's just say, depending on how recent it was, moment by moment, hour by hour, day by day, and eventually it's going to be month by month, year by year, decade by decade. Eventually, you will initially get over the shock. You will heal, but it's work to keep yourself, when things come up in your memory, to keep yourself grounded. Okay? So that was good. That was the category of healing. I really like that. That was really, really good. Okay. Moving on to self-trust. Self-trust. Sometimes I wonder if I trust myself sometimes, but okay. Let's see. Let's pull. Let's do this. All right, let's see what we got. Under the category self-trust, I trust that my energy is sacred and that my peace matters. This also, in my opinion, can fall under boundaries. I trust that my energy is sacred and that my peace matters. Okay. Your energy is very sacred. Your time is the most important currency in this world, in this life. Not money, not any of that stuff. Your time, because we are very limited. Sometimes I wonder if people really think that they live forever based off of what they do with their time and energy. Your time is your energy. Your time is your currency. So who you give it to and what you give it to really matters. People are out here, for example, if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness, would you be doing what you're doing right this second? Would you be out doing what you're doing? Would you be saying what you're saying? Would you be thinking what you're thinking? That's a question for you. Matter of fact, this is not part of the journal prompt, but write that down. If I found out today that I had 30 days to live, would I be doing what I'm doing? And write down, what would you be actually doing with your time and energy? I had a video that I posted a long time ago called Energy Vampires. Energy vampires are literally people, places, and things. They're not just people. People meaning that people take your energy. They go out their way to steal your time. Sometimes they don't, but most of the time, if they know that you're a busy person, they know that you have goals that you're trying to meet, and they deliberately always ask you to come out to brunch with them. They're always getting on the phone with you and trying to hold you on the phone, all this type of stuff. Energy vampires, you have to have enough self-control, self-worth, emotional intelligence, and boundaries put in place to tell that person, I got to go, okay? When it comes to places, an energy vampire place for me would be sitting at a place that steals money from me. And I mean, not in the literal sense of stealing, but meaning I'm in a place where I don't necessarily not want to be, but I know that if I go there and I'm on a budget, I end up spending money. So that's a type of energy vampire. So for me, that would be like if I worked at Starbucks, gone to Starbucks to go sit and edit videos or write blog posts. I know that I'm going to go to Starbucks. I'm not just going to be able to do that. I will also want to buy at least 3 drinks while I'm there. I probably buy some food. And knowing that I'm on a budget, that would be an energy vampire in a place form, in a physical place, because money is a currency and currency flows. And when you're flowing, that is energy moving between you and another person, you exchanging money. That's energy being exchanged. So then we do things, energy vampires, and things could be your phone, your laptop, TV, things that literally take your energy, your time away from what's important. So if you are trying to control where your energy is going and where your time is going, it takes a lot of work in that area as well. So to trust that my energy is sacred, you would have to change your daily habits, and you would have to change your mindset as well. Like a lot of this stuff that we're talking about in this in these videos is about also changing your mindset on how you approach things in your day-to-day life, and that my peace matters. So this goes back to people as well. The people that are sucking off your energy, they're disturbing your peace at the end of the day, because after you leave them, you feel depleted, sometimes irritated, maybe even angry, and like time was wasted. So you have to, your peace matters. If it calls you any type of stirring in your spirit, any type of headache, any type of second guessing, your peace is being disturbed. So you need to stop. Whatever it is, you need to stop. Sometimes it's better to take away than to add something to fix whatever is going on. Just eliminate it completely and revisit later. Okay, on the path to making real change, we must learn to trust that our energy and peace are sacred. Otherwise, we will continue to be pulled into a state of turmoil. We just talked about that. It's a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. If you can't learn to protect your peace and your energy, your time, your money, and I've been there, and sometimes I'm still working on it to this day. Okay, you'll forever be working on all these categories. You're forever going to be working on it. It's just that as you grow and mature and you develop yourself worth and your self-care and your mental state. It's just that you're developing it on a different level than somebody who's just now starting out, okay? So this is what you need to do besides what I told you to do before. Write out a list of the things that disrupt your energy and make unfair demands of your attention. Write out that list, girl. Write it all out. Consider your list and choose one thing that you can say no to. Ideally, you would like to say no to everything, but realistically, your mind and your spirit will not let you. It won't let you. It takes work. It's a mental exercise. It's going to take work mentally. And I always say whatever developed in the spirit will eventually develop into the reality. So therefore, if you can get it right in the spirit and you can say no in the spirit and ask God to help you through this, eventually, if you are living according to what you're trying to change, how you're trying to change in your life, it'll show up in your reality, okay? So that category was self-trust. This is good, you guys. I was excited. So the next category is letting go. And girl, letting go is hard, especially for women, because women love super, super hard. We love so hard, and it's hard to let go of people. Really, people. It's hard to let go of people, especially if you love those people. It's hard. So let's go ahead and pull. We haven't done anything from this category, actually. Healing was our first. Let's see. We've been doing boundaries, and I think we did self-trust one time, but it's been boundaries. Really, we haven't done anything from these other categories. So let's pull a card. Okay, this one's this one's sticking out at the back. Let's see. Okay. Letting go. I can release what no longer serves me to receive that is meant for me. And this is so crazy that this is the card that got pulled, because I can release what no longer serves me to receive all that is meant for me. And this is something that I see across all of social media when it comes to like self-worth and healing and femininity and glowing up. Everybody talks about releasing stuff that no longer serves them on camera in social media, but I think it's a lot harder in reality. When you wake up every day, you're going through your day. The thing is, if it's people that you love, letting go of people is hard, okay? If it's a romantic, like a sexual relationship, it's hard, because I believe in spiritual soul ties. You have to pray that stuff off. And it could take a while. You got to pray that stuff off. You got to literally eliminate people out of your phone, throw away things that were given to you. Like, I feel like there's a lot of work that needs to go into when you're letting somebody go. If you're in a relationship, like a sexual or intimate relationship with somebody, it takes a lot of work for that. So that person no longer serves you. You figured that there's a lot of red flags. You figured out that they weren't good for you spiritually, emotionally, mentally. So they no longer serve you. So for you to even be exposed or be open to another man, you would have to let that person go. Because if you don't, then you're never going to be able to find the person that God has given you, that he has for you. And I can tell you right now, there are a lot of women today who are gonna die never getting the man that they deserve, that God had for them, because they refuse to let go, heal, trust themselves, have some self-love, put some boundaries in place, and have their own personal power exude. They will never find them. They will never find them, because I personally feel like God's not going to allow you to find them if you're not willing to change and work on yourself and to let go of other people. So that's with people. Release what no longer serves you. Eating uncontrollably, gaining unnecessary weight. Some people have an issue with food. Okay, really, when you can release the food addiction, the cravings, because even I suffer with this. Yeah, I said suffer, because you're literally suffering. Okay, when you can't control your intake of food, you end up with a myriad of different problems, health problems. It makes life on the day-to-day extremely difficult. So if it's no longer serving you, let it go. Cut out as much sugar as you can. Cut out as much unnecessary carbs. Just cut it out. Get yourself on a plan. Go talk to a dietitian, your doctor, whatever. Because once you get your food intake right, you're starting and you're exercising, then you don't have to spend so much money on skincare, because your skin is going to naturally glow up. You don't have to spend so much money on weight loss stuff, because you're naturally going to lose weight. You don't have to spend so much money on hair stuff, because your hair is going to shine and glow and gloss. Okay? If it's not serving you to be overweight. It's not serving you to eat an unnecessary amount of sugar and an unnecessary amount of carbs and beef, okay? Hell, it's not even serving you to overindulge in fruits and vegetables. Balance is what you need. Balance is what we all need, okay? That's in like people, like things. Let's see, what else? What's no longer serving you? I can release what no longer serves me. Sometimes that means we talked about people in like a intimate setting, but that also includes people who are just regular friends, everyday people. That sometimes you gotta let them go too, to get where you're trying to go. Because some folks are your friends only when it's beneficial to them. Some people are your friends, but they're scared of change in you. We talked about that yesterday. Sometimes it's you also and I know this is going to sound crazy, sometimes you got to let your kids go. Sometimes you got to let your kids go. As scary and as emotionally distraught that may be, you got to let them go. When you've raised your children, they know right from wrong. You know they know right from wrong, and they go out and they do all these crazy things. There is so much breath in your body that you could say, you could always correct. Because I gotta tell you, as a parent and of two, you're never going to stop parenting your kids. You're never going to stop. You will parent your kids to the day you take your last breath. If you see your children doing something, even if they're 50 years old, and you do not say something and correct them, you are wrong. You correct your children until the day that you take your last breath. But there are some parents who will pacify their children, and I've made the mistake of pacifying my oldest son because, he's my firstborn. I'm totally like overly in love with him, but the problem is it's detrimental later. So when I see mothers of older children whose kids are disrespectful, they're relentless, they're mean, they're not clean, they're all these different negative things, and the mother is exhausted mentally and physically, and like she's drained. You can look at her face and tell she's drained because she's consistently correcting and trying to really save her child. You can't save them unless they want to be saved. You can work with them, you can instill good values in them, and you can always consistently correct them. But as soon as they leave that threshold and they go out into the world, and make choices that put them in situations such as jail or death, you have to understand that you did the best you could, and you have to let people go, including your children. Okay? What else is there? Spending money on things that do not serve you. If you're on a budget and you're trying to grow your bank account because of whatever your reasons are, whether it's a vacation, whether that's retirement or whatever, and you're out here bopping around town, spending things on money on things that aren't serving you, they're not going toward your goal, that's self-sabotage. I'm guilty of it. Most of us are guilty of it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just that we have to stop, pivot, correct. Okay. So that's with money. It's better to, every time you take a purchase, I know people say you wait on it for like 3 days. And if you really want it, you should go back and get it. But to be honest, I think that's flawed because you will trick yourself in believing that you still want it in 3 days. In reality, you might want it, but you do not need it. The only time that you should be spending money on things that you want and not need is when everything else that is important and a necessity is been paid for, taken care of, and that includes your savings account. People always forget that part. They don't think that's the necessity. You pay yourself first. You fund your savings account, whatever that is, every month for you in your household. If your household says, I don't care what's going on, we put $1,000 in the bank account for savings, you put that $1,000 in the account, and everything else, you pay your bills. Pay yourself, pay your bills, then whatever's left, you could go and have fun. You took care of your savings, you took care of your bills. So if there's any money left over, you can go and y'all as a family or a couple or yourself can go out and use that money for fun. You can use that money to help yourself around the house by hiring a housekeeper, babysitter, whatever. Okay, so, and once you're doing all these things that I'm talking about with releasing things that don't serve you and only doing things that are going to serve you, the glow up is going to be drastic. I mean, you're going to notice it, but other people are going to notice it in you first. So before we can receive all that is meant for us, we first have to release the things that are holding us back from becoming the best versions of ourselves. So this is what you're going to do. Sit quietly and think of 5 things you're ready to receive and 5 things you're ready to release. And be honest with yourself. Don't sit up here and put things that you know you're that are easy for you. You need a list of things that are going to be hard for you to release, okay? And then write things that you want to bring into your life, okay? When you're finished, open your eyes and speak each list out loud. You should write it down and then you should speak it as well. This was good. I like this one. That was in the category letting go. We have 3 more categories, girls, and we are doing self-love is the next category. So let's go ahead and draw from here. All right. One day I'll get the fanning of these cards, like to do like the fanciness, but we're not there yet. Okay, let's see. Self-love. I am worthy of joy and ease. I wish more women thought about this. I am worthy of joy and ease. You are worthy of joy and ease. I am worthy of joy and ease. The problem is when you don't feel worthy, or you've been around people who made you feel like having any type of joy or any type of self-care, any type of release or relief in your life is considered selfish. Okay, my camera died, but where were we? So anytime you have people like that in your lives, it is going to be very hard to feel worthy of any type of joy and ease, okay? So what I teach in your third home, like what I don't really teach, I just suggest in your third home that women always find ways to make their day-to-days easier by outsourcing household tasks such as meal prepping. It doesn't have to be crazy. So if you don't feel like cooking, if you don't feel like cooking a couple of days a week, it's okay to look in your budget to see if you have room to go buy meals that are already prepared, ready to go. And I'm not talking about freezer meals. Like, you can go to Whole Foods, pay $27.99 and get you like 7 fillets of salmon, and they're big salmon with vegetables and things on the side. And throw you some rice on the stove and boom, you're done. But all the bulk cooking is done. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. House cleaning. You need a break for the weekend, or you need a break in cleaning your house, because you do your regular daily cleaning, but you might want to do a deep clean. Okay, you might get tired of doing the deep cleans every once in a while. It's no problem with using a service such as HomeAglow to come in and do some deep cleaning for you. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Childcare, same thing. Put your little fund away so you can hire a babysitter so you and your spouse can go out. Or heck, for you to go out and do something for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But when you're around people who don't feel like that's a necessity, or feel like you don't deserve it because, one, you're a stay-at-home mom, so you should have plenty of time by yourself. Yeah, that's not really necessarily true for women who homeschool their kids, or women that have young children that aren't of age to go into public school yet. So, I mean, you got to understand that you are worthy of joy. And then you got to understand, like, when it comes to relationships with people, again, a lot of this stuff can pertain to relationships as well. Relationships with people, whether it's romance or just a friendship. You need to be happy in those relationships. Yes, not everything's going to be perfect and sunshine and roses, but the overall relationship should be bringing you joy. It shouldn't be bringing you heartache and concern and hurt and all this type of stuff, And then the ease, we talked about the ease for women who stay at home, but like just ease in life, period. Like I said in the previous one, when it comes to like healing, trust, self-trust, and letting go, if it disrupts your spirit in any type of way, you may want to reevaluate. You know what I mean? When it comes to your business, if somebody's telling you you should do something this way, but it doesn't sit well with you, it causes too much stress, you got to add all these extra logistics and all, if you got to do all that and it's not smooth and it's not easy, not saying everything's going to be smooth and easy, but the overall disruption of the brain power and all the extras that go on with you physically and mentally and emotionally, maybe you should put that on the back burner, okay? So let's read about the journal prompt. Carry this card with you today. Since you don't have the card, you may want to just write this down. Write what the affirmation is, which is, I am worthy of joy and ease. Whenever something good happens, quietly say or think, I am worthy of joy and ease. When things are going good, say, thank you, Lord. I am worthy of joy and ease, because his yoke is easy and his burden is light. Not saying you will never have any turmoils and troubles, but the bigger picture, his yoke is easy and his burden is light. He's never going to put nothing on you that he knows you cannot handle, okay? When you ask for more capacity to be able to do more and to receive more, it's so that you can help with more things in the world, right? Okay, so when we remind ourselves that we deserve to live with joy and ease, we can begin to conduct our lives to align with those qualities. Like I said previously, earlier in this video, what you start in the spirit will eventually show up in the natural. What you think, dream about in your mind, what you pray about in your mind, and you pair that with your actions on a day-to-day. And I'm not talking about some grandiose actions. It could be simple, small, little changes every day. Eventually, whatever it is that you're desiring will show up. When it will show up, I don't know, but it will show up, okay? Okay, at the end of the day, reflect on all the big and small ways that joy and ease showed up in your day. Look for the joy in the ease. Look for it. There's nothing wrong with looking for all the positivity in your life. Because if you look for the positive, you look for the joy, you look for the ease, you'll find it. But if you're consistently looking at the problems, looking for problems, looking where the turmoil is, you're going to find that too. What you look for is you will find. Remember that. Okay, that was in self-love. Boundaries. Y'all know I like boundaries. Y'all know I love me some boundaries. Okay. Let's pick. And then the last one is personal power. This is a good one. Under boundaries, I understand that people cannot read my mind. Do you? Do you understand that? Because sometimes when you go through life and people are getting upset with you, and like you're just trying to figure out what the heck did I do? They don't open their mouths and tell you nothing. I'm guilty of that too, because I've done that to people, and it's not a good feeling for yourself, and it puts those other people in an awkward position, so don't do it. I understand that people cannot read your mind. Let people know how you feel. It is better to piss somebody off by letting them know how you feel about a situation, whatever. Just tell them. It'll be better for them to know where you're coming from, how you feel, than for them to keep on going the way they're going. And especially if you're in a relationship with them, especially if they're your friend or your coworker or your business partner or people that you work with, they're just going about their merry little day thinking everything's fruitcake, right? Everything's sweet, right? Okay, and you're over here miserable, upset, mad, irritated, can't get nothing done, can't sleep at night because you won't open your mouth and tell that person how you really feel. And I'm not saying go at them mean, disrespectful, but they can't read your mind. You can't read their mind. And we're not playing mind games here, and we're not passive aggressive people here. It is better just to say what you have to say in a peaceful, respectful manner. And if they respond negatively to that, okay, so then you may have to just step back from that relationship. You just may have to step back, distance yourself, because at the end of the day, remember, I am worthy of joy and ease. I am worthy of joy and ease, okay? I am worthy of joy and ease. So when it comes to understanding, comes to communication, really, at the end of the day, understand that people cannot read your mind. Okay, let's read the back. We cannot expect people to guess what we're thinking or feeling or needing. Open your mouth. No matter how close you are to someone, they cannot see inside your mind. And it's so crazy how people really feel that they've been in a relationship or they've known somebody for so many so many years and feel like this person should know already. No, they shouldn't know. People change over time. You change over time. They change over time. They don't know what you're thinking because who you were 10 years ago is completely different from today, okay? Your experience of peace and joy will flourish when you tell people what you want and need from them instead of expecting them to intuit it on their own. Okay? Yeah. Just tell them. Just tell them. Okay? You'll have so much peace. You'll be able to sleep at night. Next time you expect something from someone you love, finish this sentence. I know you are not a mind reader. What I need from you in this moment is blank. I challenge you guys to try this today. Try this today. Tell somebody what you need and what you want and stuff. Have that conversation, regardless of how hard it is. I guarantee you, you're going to sleep at night. Okay, personal power. I've been waiting all day for this one. Personal power, personal power. We've never done anything for personal power, so let's do this one. Under personal power, I will speak up instead of shutting down. Speak up instead of shutting down. You speak up when people are doing you dirty. You speak up when people are doing other folks dirty. When you have a concern, when you have something to celebrate, you speak up and you share. You do not fold, okay? You walk into a room, people want to know your opinion, you give it to them in a respectful manner. If you are when somebody is being disrespectful or trying to embarrass you, you speak up, correct them about who you are, and then give an explanation if you feel that it's necessary. But you never shut down in front of anybody. Don't ever shut down, especially in relationships that you're building, like friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships. Don't shut down, because once you shut down, it's a spiral of descent. Okay, it's a spiral of descent for you and for that person. Things get awkward, things get weird. So, and plus it shows you're confident at the end of the day. You're confident in what you're talking about. You're confident in how you feel, and you have boundaries and all the other things that we talked about, okay? So on the back it says, many of us resort to using silence as a weapon. It is not a good weapon. Matter of fact, it does more harm than good, okay? When we are hurt or angry, we shut down and use passive-aggressive measures to indicate our displeasure. I promise you nothing good comes from that at all. We've watched it in our children. We could see when they're passive-aggressive, what happens? We get irritated. We are the ones like, oh, you got an attitude? Oh, do I need to help you fix your face? Like all of that. Okay, so in adult relationships too, it's the same thing, except it's intense. It's intense, okay? So don't do that. But this kind of response is toxic. It really is. When somebody's passive aggressive, like that's how they respond to being upset or hurt, you need to watch some people. You need to watch some people, because passive aggressive people, they like to slam stuff down. They do all this weird stuff. Don't be passive. Don't be that person, okay? Your relationship with yourself and with others can only begin to heal when you communicate your feelings honestly and openly. You know what? I like that we are on personal power, and it's literally tying everything that we talked about today together. Like, it's literally tying it all together, okay? To heal, okay, where were we? Your relationship with yourself and with others can only begin to heal when you communicate your feelings honestly and openly. Next time you feel the urge to shut down in a difficult situation, Commit to saying 3 things you feel instead of resorting to silence. Communication, communication, communication. That's what's wrong with the world now. Nobody wants to communicate. They don't know how to communicate effectively. Communication is the key to solving a lot of problems politically, relationship-wise, with your children, with your spouse, hell, with yourself, with God. Communication is key. When you can communicate effectively and efficiently, you will see all this other stuff that we talked about will start to unfold, and you will start to live and dream and live the dream. You'll start to glow up. It's going to start pouring out of you. People are going to see that come out of you, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was long, but it was amazing. I loved it. Recap for healing. I receive calm and ease. Self-trust. I trust that my energy is sacred and that my peace matters. Letting go. I can release what no longer serves me to receive all that is meant for me. Self-love. I am worthy of joy and ease. Boundaries. I understand that people cannot read my mind. Personal power. I will speak up instead of shutting down. You guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments. I want to discuss all of this down there. It's such a beautiful blessing to be able to have the ability and the time to do this stuff with you guys. I love it. I love you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.